Hi everyone. In this video presentation I would like to talk about technology that we as a human receive from the intelligent energy. What kind of technology I would like to talk about? It's tithing. But before actually I will talk about tithing, I would like to talk about the kosher food. Now we all know what kosher food is, but do we really know why people who really seriously respect kosher food and eat kosher food, do we really know, and do they really know why do they do this? What is the reason that it's standing before or behind the kosher food? Now, let's think for a second. We know that there is no difference, at least for these people who eat or ate the kosher food, there is no difference really between the taste. So it's not about the taste, okay, that, oh, I will eat pork because it tastes maybe worse than cow. It's not about that, or between the veal and, okay, pork. It's not about the taste that we can feel. It's not about this kosher food. It's giving me feeling I'm more spiritual. Maybe some people think that the kosher food, it's because if I eat, I will be more holy. It's not about that. This is what people who really study religion do. They really feel that, oh, I eat kosher because I have to. But why? Kosher food is another technology we also have received from the intelligent energy to learn how to erase our reactive consciousness. So eating the food, kosher food, it doesn't mean only that I will feel better physically, that I will live longer, that the food tastes better. So what is really the reason that I cannot mix the dairy with the meat? So what is the difference between the kosher and not kosher food? Let's start from that. What is the reason behind this food? Now, the first thing I would like to talk, it's very shortly, it's that animals that are kosher, they have engrafted program inside them that they know how to say no to certain foods. So, for example, if we take pig and we give the pig meat and potatoes and something that is not really tasty, the pig will eat everything. We know that. And the pig, it's okay, it's sleeping in this, in this unhealthy area, and it's dirty, and we say, oh, and pig, it's not kosher because it is everything, and it sleeps wherever it sleeps, and and does whatever it does. It's not about that. It's about pig doesn't have engrafted program to say no to the food that is given to her or to it. Now let's take, for example, cow. Cow, if we take and give cow something good, like good food, and it could be meat too, and the grass, the cow will look at it and say no to the first and say yes. Of course, the program is robotistic, yes, but it's engrafted. And cow can say no to certain food. Therefore, the animal, it's considered as kosher. Of course, it has to be killed in a kosher way, etc., etc. But what I'm saying, it's the animals that are kosher, people who are religious and eat, most of the time, they don't know it's about consciousness. So people who study spirituality, they know that they want to eat kosher, not because they're going to be more healthy, not because they will eat more tasteful food, or it's going to be, their life is going to be better. It's not about that. It's to remember that these animals do restriction again, that they can choose, even though the program is robotistical, but we should remember, oh, these animals, let's say, or this animal does restriction, I have to do it too. I have free will. Not because, oh, if I eat, I will die. But this is what really religious people do. They think that they will die, or something really bad happened to them. Like huge sin. It's not about that. It's about the consciousness that we do restriction, that we should do the restriction, that we have free will. The problem is that if these people put so much pressure on people who don't eat the kosher food, now the problem begins. Because the pressure is so huge, because of this religious stuff, it's so huge, it's so intense, that we feel bad if we don't eat kosher. We saw it in the past and we say, wow, it's not about that. I don't feel this, we would say. I don't understand this. Why do they do this? Because if they feel pressure, you have to do it. You must do it because something bad will happen to you. Now it's going to be, that's religious. That's something that we don't feel good about it. The second reason I'm not going to talk about this, it's more deep about the kosher stuff. It's about the reincarnation. It's more about the reincarnation than only the restriction. But that's totally different subject. Now, I would like to get back to tithing because that's the main subject of this video presentation. But as an example, I gave it a kosher food so that we could understand why the kosher food is. It's about remembering, clearing my consciousness. I have free will. I don't need to rush and eat. Because, for example, I prefer quick McDonald's. They are kosher too. But I prefer mixture of the cheese and the meat and the taste. I like it. So the kosher, it's only just to say no, not because I don't want or it's not tasty, because I have free will. I can say no to the taste. I can say no to this, the roll or the meat or whatever there is, the salty taste there is, and with the ketchup and the cucumber. It's only about this, not this reactive animalistical nature that we have, wild nature. I need to have it and I can have it and I will eat. It's only about that, to prove it that I am stronger than the food. It's not that we cannot eat kosher if we don't feel. It's not for everyone. There is a different part of our souls and development of our souls that some of them should do the restriction and eat kosher and some of the people shouldn't, and they don't have to eat. That's a different subject. So another subject I'm talking right now, it's the subject of tithing, which is very touchy subject. Because if we think about it for a second, why I should give from 10 to 20% of the money I have been working very hard? Why? You know, actually, Michael, I need this 15% or 10%, not less than 10, could be 11. There is also a reason behind this, why it's 10, but I will not talk about it right now. You know, I need this for my, let's say, there is so much cost in my company, I need this 10% to cover the costs. Electricity, gas, media, whatever there is. Maybe I should buy some stuff, materials, whatever I need to my company. I need this 11 or 12 remaining or 10% that I put on the side as a tithing. I need them. And you know what? We will always need it because that's the test. I'm not talking about the test. I just want to say, and I want you to awaken, what do we feel? What do we really truly feel if I say take 10% on a side and give us a tithing? What do we feel? We feel lack. We feel doubt. We feel pain. That's what we feel. Why? I'm not saying why or why not or why should. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about this. I'm just talking what do we feel right now. And the Creator, of course, He knows and He knew that we on this earth, we are going sooner or later to have this pain with regards to money. He knew about it because He knew how important the money is in this world and it's going to be in the future. So He knew that we are going to kind of stick to this energy, to this reactive consciousness energy, and this energy will just grow and grow and grow. So knowing that, or having said this, he said, okay, I will give a technology to clean, to cancel this consciousness of reactiveness. Because if there was no reactive consciousness, we wouldn't feel anything. If I say, okay, take the 10% on the side and give to someone. But we feel pain. It's as on Shabbat, we feel pain. Let's say there is another technology that, let's say on Saturday, we can do this business. Only on Saturday, this client can come and he can only on Saturday at this time sign the, let's say, the agreement. Or there is a date. I have been waiting for a long time, only on Saturday, right? Or there is a show that I'm going to be on and I need to show and to hundreds of people or thousands of people what I do. Let's think for a second, if we say, no, I'm not going. What do we feel? Again, we feel pain. I'm not saying that there is a line of justification we can say. It's about this or about that, or just naive people talk about it in that way. I don't care really. I just want to show you what is awakening in us, what kind of feeling is awakening in us. And this is what awakens in us. It's the reactive consciousness. There is no restriction. So talking about the tithing, what it's awakening in us, what kind of feeling? It's the feeling of lack. It's the feeling of pain. So we cannot get more because there is blockages on us. We are stuck. And there is another matter. Let's say that we actually put on the side 10%. But there is another question. To whom I should give it this 10%? Because I wish I could give it to this hospital, or I wish I would give it to my family, or I wish I could give it to this person. And this person will know that it is from me, for example. So we know each other. Why do I don't want to give it to someone else that doesn't know me, for example? Why not? Because again, I feel pain. Where is more pain? Give it to someone I really enjoy and I will have the satisfaction that I will give it and this person will know that I gave it. Or just give it to someone basically that they know us. They just don't know us whatsoever and we don't know them. Now, where is more pain? Where is less risk, I would say? Of course, less pain and risk, it's to give to someone where I feel better. And again, there is no restriction in this. Again, we feel pain. So the first step is to know that the tithing awakens in us pain already. And now when we overcome, let's say, this pain and we agree to pay, now to whom we should pay. And there is much more, but I'm just showing you why the tithing is so important. Because when we talk about clothes, let's say some clothes we don't use, or food we have in the kitchen, is there any problem to share with this? Usually no. Usually we say, okay, of course, even if someone come over to our house and want to sleep over, we say, of course, no problem, stay for a couple of nights. And there is no blockages, really. When we want to give it cakes or food or bread or water or Coke, or even clothes we don't wear. And we say in a natural way we share. All right. But how about money? How about money? We will find 100,000 excuses not to pay. And it could be true, all of them. I'm not saying about that. I'm saying what is in our consciousness and why we cannot have more. Because it's so difficult to overcome them in a proactive way. Therefore, as the kosher food, as the Shabbat. Of course, if I'm going to feel pain in Shabbat because I don't want to do it, it's better to go and play golf, of course. And the same, why there is a tithing? Because there are blockages, there is reactive consciousness, the aberration of our consciousness that the Creator wants us to purify in order to get us or to give us more. So I hope this short video presentation will give some thoughts, some food for thoughts, to think about it, to reconsider why there is a tithing, not from the religious way. Because if there is a religious way, again, like with the food, we will feel pressure. We don't want to do it. You have to do it. No, I don't want to do it. And, it's the vicious circle then. So, but to know why we should get more. We should get more money. We should get more success. But we are stuck. And there is a reason. Where? Not in this world. Not in this world where we try to manipulate. In our consciousness. Just in our aberrative, reactive consciousness. And in order to purify this consciousness, we should pay the tithing. All the best.